Hey, Southwestern, Commodore here. I'm joined today by our Vice Commodore, Mark Piercy.
Hello.
And our General Manager, Dan Post-Kennedy.
Cheers.
We thought it'd be good to have a conversation with you about the member meeting coming up in just a few weeks, November 15th, 7 p.m. We all come together here at the club for an in-person meeting. We talk about really about the future, right? And we sent a mailer out. I've got my prop here. You all should have received this. It's a mailer from our secretary, which details what we're going to talk about on November 15th, and lays out our future leadership of the club in the mailer, as well as 7 proposals we're going to ask you to consider to vote on as part of the meeting. All the background is in here. We thought it'd be good to kind of step you through how do we got to the proposals, and I do want to emphasize it's critical that you all come out and participate in this event. It's part of your duty as a member to come out and participate and cast your vote for these proposals. This is the future of the club we're talking about here, so we really need you all to come out and support the event. Again, it's your duty, right? Dan, you want to tell us a little about, in addition just to the business part, about what to expect in terms of the more fun part?
Sure. So prior to the meeting, you might want to come out early if you're hungry. We're going to have, obviously, the dining room will be open, and then the bar and the dining room will be closed during the meeting, so 7 o'clock it closes. So come out early, have a bite to eat, have a drink, and then jump on into the meeting.
I'll be drinking some Modelo's after that meeting for sure. So we do have a town hall coming up, and Mark, tell us a little bit about the town hall.
Okay, my pleasure. If any of you were here last year, we had a town hall meeting before the member meeting. It's a great opportunity to come ahead of time, give us your thoughts on the proposals you've already read, some of your concerns. We know a lot of you don't always like getting up in front of the microphone in front of the entire membership. This is a great opportunity to tell us how you feel. We'll have the board there, we'll have the bridge there. We're there to answer your concerns and questions, and we will listen. And try and do our best to make sure that we give you what you need so that you can feel like you're making an informed vote come the 15th. We're doing this on November 2nd, so it's Friday, November 2nd.
Saturday.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Saturday, November 2nd. This is going to be at 10 a.m. So those of you, we appreciate all who came last year. We'd love to have you again this year. Come on out, ask the questions. It's a lot of proposals. It's a lot of stuff to go through. We're here to answer all of your concerns.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, a lot of work went into this. You'll hear more about that later. But yeah, come on out. Like Mark said, great event, a great way to get questions, concerns answered in advance of the membership meeting. It's actually very helpful to us, too, to hear what's on your mind, too, because we've been so deep into it. It's good to get some fresh perspectives. So come on out, not just the member meeting on November 15th, but the town hall at 10 o'clock Saturday on November 2nd, so in the main dining room. So lots to look forward to. We'd also sent out some flyers in an email with the QR code and hyperlink to the proposals. If you can't find this piece of paper, we've got the proposals online for you to take a look at and review those prior to the town hall, preferably, or the membership meeting. So please do your homework. Again, part of your duty as a member to get up to speed on that. I do want to talk a little bit about how we come to 7 proposals, right, which is pretty unusual, Mark, eh?
Yeah, it is. That's a lot.
That's a lot. So we know it's a lot. We know it's a lot to take on board, but there's good logic there. Hopefully when you read the proposals, you'll see kind of how we progressed through how we got there. But I wouldn't mind, Dan, can you talk us through how we started the proposal of developing a draft budget, which kind of led us to these proposals?
Sure. So we started this process back in early July. We start with Anastasia, our controller, put together a blank copy of 2025. We put together all of our actuals up to date when we started, and then we actually, for the next couple of months, we actually updated that to make it real actually to what we had this year, so we could really make a really accurate budget for next year. So my part was getting together with each department head, spending several hours with each one, line item by line item, going through everything in their particular department, so we could come up with what the best future would look like. knowing what payroll increases were going to be, anticipating what food, beverage cost increases might be. So when you do get a chance to look at that, realize that all of your department heads and I sat down for hours on end before it went on to the next step. So personally, I'm very confident with the 2025 budget. John?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Dan. And Mark, could you kind of pick it up from like where the staff did their work and tell us what happened after that?
Yeah, this is where the Finance Committee gets involved. So the process involves the Finance Committee now poring over these same line items, making sure they understand everything that's in there, asking for clarification, scrutinizing areas that might be squeezed. This is where now we go to the balancing act, trying to get it all balanced out and make it come out the way it's supposed to come out. The good news is your entire bridge was involved in these meetings as well that went through from July clear through September. We're talking 7 meetings, lots of hours put in to make sure that this was an accurate and balanced budget. So understand the process there. Once it leaves the Finance Committee's scrutiny and they feel they have a good draft, it then moves to the trustees who also scrutinize it, have questions, and ask for clarifications. And the trustees are great. They catch a lot of things a lot of times that a lot of us, after going through it so many times, you get some fresh eyes on it, new things come up. They do their scrutiny of it. Then we tweak it that much more before it gets to the board of directors for final approval. And that's coming up before too long. But that's the entire process, start to finish, before it actually becomes a final draft.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, this is my 6th budgeting process here at the club, and I can tell you I'm most happy with this one. We've matured the process, and I'm super happy with what we've come up here, which I know it's a challenge, right, to keep this club going in 2024, 2025. It's a challenge, but I think we got a good plan, not just to fund 2025 efforts, but also plan for the future. You'll notice the docks behind us. We did think a lot about the future in this budget and what it's going to take to replace the docks, which is what we're looking at in the 2034 timeframe. We really got to consider the amount of capital we have to raise to support that project, which is going to be huge, right? So that's our next big project, and our budget considers that too, and making sure we're setting enough money aside in our reserve accounts to basically give us enough capital as a down payment to fund this massive project we're going to do again in 2034 timeframe. So we're not going to go through all 7 proposals. Please do your homework either by reading the hard copy or going online. Lots to digest here. We're fully confident in this plan. Again, lots of eyes have been on it, hundreds and hundreds of man hours. I'm hoping you feel good about it too, even though it's going to put a dent in your pocketbook, but we think it's the right thing to do for Southwestern Yacht Club for sure, and it's a worthy investment. So that's all we got. And again, look forward to seeing you November 15th, 7 p.m. Come to early for dinner. And come to the town hall on November 7th or 2nd, 10 a.m. Right here in the main dining room. And on 3, gentlemen, you want to say our farewell? Ready? On 3, 2, 1. Full speed ahead. Thanks, Southwestern. Appreciate it.